ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Renner Dennis Outdoor Athletic Complex for NAIA Baseball. Game 2 of today's Frontier Conference doubleheader between the Comets of Mayville State University and your Bellevue University Bruins will begin shortly. Let's meet Game 2 starters. First for the Bruins of Bellevue, ranked number 3 in the NAIA, coming to today's game with an overall record of 34-3 and are 14-0 in the Frontier Conference. Leading off the second baseman, number 14, Nick Gravel. Batting second, the third baseman, number 3, Oak Held. Batting third, playing first base, number 23, Carter Clarehout. In the cleanup spot, the left fielder, number 22, Aiden Macaris. The fifth batter, the designated hitter, number 12, Xavier Lerma. Batting sixth and catching, number 16, Dylan Holmes. The seventh batter in right field, number 17, Anthony Lynn. Batting eighth at shortstop, number 15, Mason Spellacy. Batting ninth in center field, number 8, Jalen Ruffin. And pitching for the Bruins with a record of 3-0 is number 25, Reed Badariaga. And let's meet the starters for Mayville State.
Welcome back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, where we are in Game 4 of this 4-game series between the Bellevue Bruins and the Mayville State Comets. The Bellevue Bruins were able to win the first game in this doubleheader 2-1. Definitely more of a defensive contest, kind of like yesterday where the Bellevue Bruins were able to win 2-1 in that first one, and that second game ended up being 14-9. Be interested to see how this second game goes of this doubleheader. Some of the Frontier Conference that is a bit interesting that's different than other conferences is in a doubleheader, they will always start with a 7-inning game, and then this game will be 9 innings. Looking at the starting lineups here for both squads, the number 3rd ranked in the NAIA Bellevue Bruins. Batting first for them will be Nick Gravel, starting at second. Batting second and starting at third will be Oak Held. Starting at first base and batting third will be Carter Clarehout. Batting fourth will be Aiden Macaris. Starting out at right field. Batting fifth will be Dylan Holmes, the catcher. Batting sixth will be Xavier Lerma. He's a designated hitter in this one. He was catcher last game. Batting seventh will be Anthony Lind in right field. Eighth will be Mason Spalisi, starting at shortstop. Jalen Ruffin will be starting at center field and batting ninth. And the pitcher will be Reed Marjorie-Alga. For the Comets, batting first will be Rob Gurney at catcher. Batting second and playing right field will be Cam Goff. Batting third, the designated hitter, will be Kevin Conway. Batting fourth will be Jalen Denton, the left fielder. Batting fifth will be Zach Evan-Oshko, starting at first base. Batting sixth will be Jack McQueen at second. Batting seventh will be Keegan Neva at third base. Batting eighth will be Marshall Judish at center field. Batting ninth will be Tony Villarreal at shortstop. And Tyler Bowden will be pitching. Tyler Bowden coming into the series has a 7.27 ERA with a 2-1 win-loss record. Nick Gravel will be starting out here. Had a pretty good first game where saw him get onto the base paths a couple times in the first game here. That first pitch is going to be in there for a strike. One to count, and that one's going to be fouled off. Coming into this doubleheader today, Nick Gravel had a .398 batting average. Here's the pitch, and that was going to be hit over to third base, and the throw to first will be in time as Mayville State starting off this inning with an out.
Number 3, Oak
Oak Held will be up second here for the Bellevue Bruins. Oak Held in his first season in the Bellevue Bruins program. Attended Big Bend Community College in Moses Lake, North Washington. He's from Pullman, Washington. He was there for 2 years. Won the count here in the top of the first. That was going to be hit well over into left field and down for a single as Oak Held's able to get onto the base paths here with 1 out in the top of the first. Clearhout now up for the Bruins. In that first game, he was able to get a home run, which was huge for the Bruins, since they couldn't find a lot of offense there, and was able to get that home run to give them the 2-1 lead, and it stayed that way throughout when the Bellevue Bruins got that 2-1 win. Here's the pitch, and that was going to be inside. Two balls, no strikes at this at-bat. Here's the pitch. And that was going to be inside again. So Bowden not able to find the strike zone at this AB. Starting out with 3 balls and no strikes. Be good to see if the Bruins can get a couple runners on the base paths here with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That was going to be in there for a strike. There from Tyler Bowden. 3-1. Hitters count for Carter Clairhout. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be inside there. And the Bellevue Bruins, here at the top of the first, have 2 runners on, second and first. Here comes up the cleanup, Aiden Macaris. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for a ball. So, big position here. If the Bruins can try to tack on some runs here early against the pitcher with a higher ERA. Here's the pitch, and a nice one there. A really nice changeup right there from Tyler Bowden. Bringing this to a 1-1 count. Macaris at one point in the season was the NAIA Player of the Week. Here's the pitch. That was going to be in there, right in the middle, but fouled off over the Bellevue Bruins dugout. One-two count here with 1 out here in the top of the first. Got a runner in scoring position as the Bellevue Bruins. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside. Ball number 2. Macaris has 42 RBIs coming into this doubleheader today. So someone you want at the plate when you got a runner in scoring position. 2-2 count here. Here's the pitch. And another nice curveball right there in there. That was a tough one to see for Macaris, and that's going to be a backwards K on the scorebook as there's 2 outs now here in the top of the first. Dylan Holmes now up to bat. Was a designated hitter in the first game of this doubleheader. Now at catcher. Him and Xavier Lerma switched off and switched positions on the batting order. That first pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Another nice curveball there. In the first game, we saw Kenji Miller use that curveball a lot. Worked out really well for him, leading him way to have 5 strikeouts in that game. Oh, won the count here with 2 outs. Bellevue Bruins with 2 runners on. And that one's going to be hit over to third. Going to throw it over to first in time to retire the side. So the Bellevue Bruins score no runs on 1 hit. 2 runners left on base as we go into the bottom of the first with the score 0-0.
After 1 half inning, the score, Bellevue 0, Mayville State coming to bat.
Pitching for the Bellevue Bruins today will be Reed Madrialga, the senior out of Hawaii. He's a 5'8", 170-pound right-handed pitcher. Has the second best ERA on the team with a 2.49 ERA. He has 3 wins and 0 losses on the year in his 25 innings pitched. He's allowed 23 hits, 7 runs, 8 walks, and has 33 strikeouts on the season. He's only allowed 1 home run when he's been on the mound. Rob Gurney starting out, leading off for the Comets. That first pitch is going to be a nice one in there for a strike. So a good start for Reed. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be swung on a miss. And Madrialga starts out with 2 strikes here in the bottom of the first. And that one's going to be outside. Tried to frame it a bit there was Holmes, but to no luck. Here's the 1-2, and that one's going to be in the dirt for ball number 2. That one's going to be hit over to third. The tough throw to clear out will be in time. And a really good play right there from Oak Held. Lost his sunglasses and his hat trying to run to the infield there, but fantastic throw over to clear out. And the Bruins retire the leadoff hitter.
Now that's the right fielder, number 2, Cam Goff.
Cam Goff up to bat. Wasting no time was Madrialga. Still a lot of time left in that pitch count. Here's the 0-1. That was going to be hit. All right, up the middle. Trying to get the play there is Gravel and overthrows Clearhout. Good job by Holmes to go back there and back up the first baseman. Tough one there with that one up the middle. And it's going to be counted in as an infield single right there for Goff. Kevin Conway, the designated hitter for the Comets, now up to bat. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be in there for a strike. Coming into this series, Conway is leading in batting average for the Comets at .375. Here's the 0-1. Conway didn't like that one, a bit outside for ball number 1. Here's the 1-1. That one's going to be hit over into right field, and that will be down for a single. No runners, one will advance to second base, but runners at second and first for the Comets here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Jalen Denton now up to bat. Chance here for Mayville to strike early. Just a pitch from Madariaga. That one's going to be in there for a ball. Denton has 35 RBIs so far in the season, so got a chance to expand on that with a runner in scoring position. That one's going to be fouled off. Way back over in the soccer fields here at the Runner Dennis Outdoor Athletic Complex. Pretty windy day here in Bellevue. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be a bit low for ball. That was going to be fouled off. Here's the 2-2. That one's going to be hit well, but fouled off again over in left field, past the Comets dugout. Mayville with 2 runners on here in the bottom of the first. Didn't score a run until pretty late in the game last time, trying to get that going early here in the 4th game of this series. Bellevue has up 3-0, so already with the series win, but want to continue that win streak. That pitch is going to be in there for a ball as well. Foul ball there. 2-2, still the count here. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be hit well over Clearhout, and this one might score a run for the Comets, but they're going to throw it to Holmes, but nothing there. It's going to be bases loaded here with 1 out. Goff kind of just jogged over to third. A bit interesting there, because there was a chance that they maybe could have had a runner at the plate. Not a bad play right there from Anthony Lynn to throw it right over to Holmes at catcher. But bases loaded here for the Comets. So 4 hits all game for the Comets in the first matchup here, and already 3 in this inning. That pitch is going to be in there for a strike number 2. Really want to get a strikeout here if you're a Madariaga, because pretty much anything out in play right now could result in a run for the Comets. Zach Ivanashko trying to add on to the lead here for the Comets, but that one's going to be in there for a ball. Definitely seemed a bit close there, 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be fouled off way back behind us here at the press box. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be in there for ball number 2. Zach Imanoshko coming into this doubleheader today with a .311 batting average. Here's the pitch. That's going to be swung on and missed. A nice pitch right there from Madariaga to get a strikeout. 2 outs in this inning. That's exactly what you wanted if you were the Bellevue Bruins. What you didn't want if you were the Comets. Because like I said, any ball in the field probably would have resulted in a run. But a strikeout there and a huge one there. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be outside for a ball. Jack McQueen up for the Comets. Here's the 1-0. Now it's going to be fouled off over in the right field past the Bellevue Bruins dugout. Jack McQueen, second on the team coming into this doubleheader in batting average with a .372. He's featured in all 33 games so far this season. He has 32 RBIs on the season, and that was going to be outside. And was thinking about swinging there, but pulled it back. Umpire on the first base side said he did not go. Here's the 2-1. That one's going to be hit. A slow one right there. Madariaga's going to try to get over to Clearhout, and it's going to be a bad throw right there, and that's going to score 2 runs for the Comets. And a big error right there. One you did not need at all. Definitely a tough play right there for Reed, but was kind of falling back on that throw to the first baseman, Carter Clearhout, and that's going to result in 2 runs scored for the Comets and a huge bottom of the first here. So if Goff and Conway score, Denton will be stuck at third. Trying to continue this big inning, and he hits it into center field, but Ruffin's able to be under and catch that to retire the side. But 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 runners left on, and a big bottom of the first for Mayville State as the Bruins try to respond here in the top of the second.
Like this, it dies down.
Back with the top of the second here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Xavier Lerma, designated hitter in this game, will be leading off for the Bruins. Bellevue Bruins looking to respond after that 2-run bottom of the first for the Comets. the pitch. Tyler Bowden had a good top of the first, just allowing one hit, and was able to get out of a bit of a jam. The Bellevue Bruins are able to get 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be inside and bounce up to the net. Pretty hard fastball down in the dirt. 1-1 the count here. With a .330 batting average, and that was going to be hit well. And what a catch right there from Jack McQueen, able to use a bit of his vertical there and get up to catch that line drive from Lerma. And a good out. The first one here in the top of the second.
Now batting the right fielder, number 17,
Anthony Lynn now up. Now he's going to be fouled off. Could be in play. Running over his third base, but that one's going to be right off the top of the dugout. Anthony Lind, a senior out of Omaha, Nebraska. He played at Omaha Central High School. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to be hit well into left field. That one's going back, and it's going to be off the wall and going to be over the wall for a ground rule double. So a great hit right there from Anthony Lynn, getting the ground rule double and having a runner in scoring position here in the top of the second. Up to bat here for the Bruins. That first pitch, a nice curveball, going to be inside for strike number 1. That one's going to be fouled off to the left. Mason Spilisi, junior out of Hood River, Oregon. 283 batting average so far in the season. 22 RBIs, so want to try to hit Anthony Lind in here. 0-2 the count. And that one's going to be in the dirt for ball number 1. Count here. Anthony Lind on second. Here's the pitch. And that was going to be swung on and missed for a strikeout for the second out in this inning. Jalen Ruffin, the center fielder. Got a runner on second here with 2 outs in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be low for ball number 1. Coming into the series, Ruffin has a .330 batting average. 18 RBIs on the year. Here's the 1-0. And that one's going to be a bit outside for ball number 2. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike. Jalen Ruffin, a senior on this Bellevue Bruins squad out of North Platte, Nebraska. Played at Northeastern Junior College before becoming a Bruin just a season ago. And that was going to be fouled off as well. Here's the 2-2. And that one's going to be hit well over into left field, and a diving catch. And no, he did not catch it. Ended up dropping on the ground. That one's going to score Anthony Lynn, in a big play right there by Ruffin. Definitely looked like from the vantage point that Denton definitely dove and caught that, but when he rolled over, you could see the ball popped out. And Ruffin able to get to second base and get an RBI on that one. And the Bruins cut the lead in half at 2-1.
I'll grab. Good spot, Good.
Back to the top of the lineup now, Nick Gravel. First time up to bat, he grounded out to third. Balls, no strikes. As Bowden behind the count here. Here's the pitch. Yeah, pretty good looking curveball right there. Kind of look, maybe just hit the outside corner for strike number one. Here's the 2-1. And that one's going to be hit well over past the second baseman. Jalen Ruffin will score. And the Bruins able to tie this one up here in the top of the second. And that will be an RBI single for Nick Gravel. Oakheld now up, third baseman. He got a single in his first time up to bat. The Bruins with a huge response here in the top of the second. After a 2-run bottom of the first by the Comets. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for ball number 2. Here's the 2-0. And that's going to be another nice curveball in there. Bowden definitely likes his curveballs a bit, and already seen that a good amount here in the first 2 innings of this game. Oakheld with a .356 batting average coming into the doubleheader today. Here's the pitch, and a curveball there is going to be outside. Hitter's count here for Held. And that's going to be a walk at the Bellevue Bruins. Bruins at second and first now, with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Carter Clairhout, his first time up to bat, was able to reach on a walk, and the coach coming out here now to talk to Bowden. Kind of calm him down a bit. Tough top of the second here for Bowdoin. The Bruins have been able to get 2 runs and 3 hits in this inning. But just to talk of the mound, Bowdoin will stay in there. Claire Houghton in game 1 was able to get a home run, so always something to watch for with him. That first pitch is going to be in there, swung on and missed. That was a nice fastball by Bowdoin. Carter Claire Houghton is the best batting average on the team, .453. And runners all will run and gonna let him go. Not even a throw to either bag, as with 2 outs, Bruins have runners now at third and second. 2 stolen bases for the Bruins. Here's the 1-1. Now it's gonna be outside. So a big chance right here for Carter Claire out to add on to his RBI total. 43 so far in the season. And that curveball is going to be outside. Kind of came in a little bit too quick. And ended up on that, just outside that left corner. Here's the 3-1, and that one's going to hit. Carter Claire, that's a tough one right there. Definitely seems a bit in pain. That's always a tough one right there. I don't know if might have hit him right in the gut maybe, but trying to shake it off a bit. But nonetheless, Bellevue Bruins have bases loaded for Aiden Macaris. Going to take a quick timeout here for Carter Clay Howe, just making sure he's all good over there after getting hit by a pitch. And Mackers has a big chance here to get some extra runs here for the Bruins. That one's going to be hit well over just past the shortstop, and that will score 1 run, and it looks like it will score 2 as the Bellevue Bruins take a 4-2 lead on the 2 RBI single from Macaris. Dylan Holmes trying to continue the scoring here in the second, and that one almost hit him right there, but just on the inside. Dylan Holmes, in his first at-bat today, grounded out to third base. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be a bit low as well. 2 balls and no strikes here. Runners on the corners for the Bellevue Bruins. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for ball number 3. Here's the 3-0. That one's going to be swung on, and it's going to go down for a single. That one will score. Claire Hout. Advancing to third will be Aiden Macaris. And again, another RBI single for the Bruins. This one's from Dylan Holmes. looks like we may have a pitching change here as some Bellevue Bruins players are running back to the dugout, and Tyler Bowden will hand that one off. And going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher. Welcome back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Jack Antonio will be taking over the mound for the Comets. Jack Antonio so far on this year has a 5.87 ERA, 1-0 win-loss record, and he's had 7 total appearances in 15.1 innings pitched. Xavier Lerma has batted once, actually batted in this same inning where he flew out to second base to lead off this inning. And that one's going to be hit hard out to right field. Trying to run over there is Cam Goff, but just out of play. For a ball, 2-1. That one's going to be hit well into center field, down for a single, as that will score another run for the Bellevue Bruins. As Aiden Macaris is able to get in there. Dylan Holmes will advance to second, and Xavier Lerma with a good RBI single. Another RBI single here in the top of the second. 6-2 lead for the Bellevue Bruins here. 6 total hits in this inning. And that one will be fouled off there by Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn got the hitting started in this inning when he got a ground rule double. And a bit of a pickle right here. Running back over to second, and it's going to be the out in this inning. So unfortunately, Polk can't get out of that pickle, but the Bellevue Bruins are able to score 6 runs on 7 hits and 1 runner left on base as the Bellevue Bruins take a big lead into the bottom of the second. up 6-2 here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Welcome back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, and it's been a long time now since the Comets have been up to bat. It was just last inning when they ended up getting that 2-run bottom of the first, but the Bellevue Bruins respond with a huge top of the second. Reed Marta Yalga ended up having error over to clear out, and that scored 2 runs for the Comets. But now the Comets need to respond here in the bottom half of the second. Marshall Judas up to bat here. Reed starting out with 2 strikes in a row against the center fielder. Here's the 0-2, and that one's going to be low there for ball number 1. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled off. Marshall Judish with the .282 batting average. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled off again. A good battle right now between Reed and Marshall. Judish has appeared in all 33 games, has started in 31 of them. He's from Clifford, North Dakota. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit right over to Gravel, over to clear out for the leadoff out. First pitch is going to be fouled off for strike number 1 here. Tony Villarreal now up to bat for the Comets. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit, and it's going to be down there for a single. Tony will not try to advance there, but a 1-out single in the bottom of the second for the Comets. Rob Gurney up for the second time today. Here's the pitch. And that one's being there for a strike. Gurney in his first at-bat grounded out to third. Here's the 0-1. Now it's going to be fouled off. To the count here. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit over to Oak held over to clear out. Will be in time for the second out of this inning. Tony will advance to second base there, but 2 outs in this inning.
Now batting the right fielder, number 2, Cam Goff.
Cam Goff got a single in his first time up to bat and ended up being one of the runners that scored on the infield single to err against the Bruins. Here's the pitch. Yeah, it's going to be in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1, and that one's going to be outside for ball number 2. And that one's going to be a strike right there. That one seemed a bit maybe outside. Didn't look too different from that other pitch, but nonetheless, the umpire calls it a strike. Making this count 2-2. 2 outs here with the run on second. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be a ball right there, making it a full count. Tony Villarreal over at second base. Goff trying to run him in, and that's going to be a ball and a walk as the Comets have 2 runners on here, the 2 outs. Kevin Conway. He was able to get a single in the first inning. And that one's going to be hit into center field. Ruffin will be there to retire the side. So no runs scored on 1 hit. 2 runners left on for Mayville State. As we go into the top of the third with the Bellevue Bruins leading the Comets 6-2. Welcome back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network as the Bellevue Bruins up to bat here in the top of the third. Anthony Lynn will lead things off, and that first one in there will be foul tip to a strike. Anthony Lynn did come up to bat in that last inning, but Jackson Polk ended up finding himself in a pickle, so Lynn will be leading off here, and that one's going to be hit over to shortstop. Could be a tough play here, kind of bobble the ball. The throw to first will not be in time as an infield single for Anthony Lynn. That one's going to be hit right to the pitcher. Throwing over to first is in time as not able to get the double play. As Lind advances to second. Ruffin, his first time up to bat, had a huge double, hit it way deep into left field, and the left fielder wasn't able to field it. Kind of helped that string of runs for the Bruins there. So he was able to get an RBI out of that hit. And that one's going to be hit up into center field. Could be a tough one to field here. And it's going to drop down there for a single. Runner will advance to third, and Ruffin 2 for 2 now on the day. Nick Gravel has batted twice so far in this game. Got a single in the second and grounded out to third in the first. And that first pitch can be in there for a strike. That will be in there for ball number 1. Jack Antonio just came in last inning in relief for Tyler Bowden. 1 out here, runners in the corners for the Bruins trying to expand their lead, trying to throw back there to first. Ruffin able to slide back in safely. Pitch from Antonio, and had a bit of movement on it, but just stayed on the outside for ball number 2. Nick Gravel, the leadoff hitter for the Bellevue Bruins, and both of the game of this doubleheader today. That pitch is also going to be low, making it a 3-1 hitter's count for Nick. Trying to make it back-to-back innings with runs scored. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be inside for a ball, and the Bellevue Bruins will have bases loaded here with 1 out. Oak held with a big chance here for the Bruins to get more runs scored. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled off over the Bruins dugout. Oh, on the count here, bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and that was me in the dirt. Good job by the catcher, Rob Gurney. Can't really afford to have anything go under you to the backstop, because Anthony Lynn would most likely score easily from third. That one's going to maybe be just a bit high there. Ball number 2. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be in there for another ball, another hitter's count here for the Bruins. Here's a 3-1, and that was going to be swung on and missed. A big strike right there from Jack Antonio. Full count here with 1 out. And that one's going to be outside and will be a ball and score a run. as Anthony Lind will walk safely into home, as that will be an RBI for Oak Hill. And again, a meeting at the mound as Jack Antonio will be switched out here. And another new pitcher, the third one of the day for Mayville. Going to take a quick break here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, and when we come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher for the Comets. The Bellevue Bruins are leading the Comets 6-2 on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Pitching now for the Mayville State Comets will be Jake Hutter. Jake Hutter has a 5.4 ERA with a 2 wins and 0 loss record. He's made 5 appearances so far in the season, has only pitched 8.1 innings. He's allowed 11 hits and 9 runs on this season and has had 4 walks with 5 strikeouts. This is the one the Comets will call on to try to get them out of this one-out jam here. And that first pitch is going to be just on the corner for strike number 1. Carter Clout didn't seem too happy about that one. Definitely a tough one to see from the press box here. Hard telling. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit really well. Going out to left field, could be playable. No. Just over the wall there in left field for a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes here. Carter Clearhout has had a home run in this series. Would be a huge one right now if he's able to get himself a grand slam. Here's the 0-2 from Hutter. And a nice fastball down the middle. Carter can't keep up with it. And that's going to be the second out of this inning. Aiden Macaris now up for the Bellevue Bruins. In the first inning, he struck out looking, but was able to get a single in the second inning and ended up scoring a run for the Bruins. Chance here, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and nice changeup right there from Jake Hutter. Here's the 0-1, and that was going to be outside. Trying to frame it there was Rob Gurney. Here's the 1-1. And that one's going to be swung on and missed. And Jake Hutter's done a pretty good job so far trying to get out of this jam. One ball, 2 strikes. pitch to Macaris. And that one's going to be outside. Macaris has 42 RBIs so far on this season, trying to add to that here. That one's going to be hit, popped up in the infield, and the Comets will be able to catch it and retire the side. But able to score 1 run on 2 hits and 3 runners left on. The Bellevue Bruins are able to get another run on there. As we go into the bottom of the third, the Bellevue Bruins are leading the Mayville State Comets 7-2. Leading off for the Mayville State Comets will be Jalen Denton, the left fielder. He's able to get a single in his first time up to bat, and that one's going to be fouled off. That one's going to be in there for ball number 1 here. We're in the third inning here at the Renner Dennis Outdoor Athletic Complex. That was me in there for ball number 2. And that one's going to be hit right over to Reed, over to clear out for a 1-3 ground out as the Bellevue Bruins get the first out here in the bottom of the third. Zach Amnoshko. Now up for the Comets. Here's the first pitch. And that one's me in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. And that one's me in there for a strike. Some good at bat so far for Magarialga. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be a bit low for ball number 1. Zach Ivanoshko, .311 batting average coming into this series today. 33 hits so far on the season. Ivanoshko is a first baseman out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Also a player that went to Williston Community College. There's a few players on this roster, and that one's going to be a walk there. A few players on this roster from Williston Community College. But the Comets able to get a runner on first base there with a walk. Jack swing, the second baseman gets a strike on the first pitch of this AB. And that one's going to be thrown back to first. Jack McQueen's made a couple good plays at second base today. One more impressive was all line out where he kind of used all the vertical he got. This one's going to be hit to short, try from the double plays, the Bruins, and they will do it and retire the side. The Bellevue Bruins allowed no runs on no hits, no runners left on as we move in to the top of the fourth with the Bellevue Bruins up 7-2. Back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Dylan Holmes leading off the way for the Bruins. That first pitch will be in there for a ball. Here's the pitch. And that's one that you can see with a bit of the wind here. Jake Hutter losing his hat there on the pitch. Here's the 1-1. And that was going to be fouled off. Here's the 1-2. Now it's going to be fouled off. Holmes, 1 for 2 on the day. That curveball's going to be hit out to center field. Shortstop will be there for the catch. As Tony Villarreal able to make that one there. Lorma was a catcher in the first game of the doubleheader today. Now the designated hitter, here's the pitch. Yeah, that was going to be in there for a strike. Xavier Lorma's both at bats were in the second inning where he flew out and then got a single. And again, Jake Hutter losing his hat there, trying to throw that curveball. Here's the 1-1. And that one's going to be in there for a strike. So, almost 3 pitches in a row now that Jake Hutter has lost his hat. Might have to start keeping a counter here for it. Here's the 1-2 count. that one's going to be outside for ball number 2. Here's the 2-2. That one's going to be high for a full count here. And no runners on the base paths for the Bruins. Xavier Lerman want to get on, already has a single in this game. It's a full count pitch. That one's going to be hit well into center field, and it will be a single for Xavier Lerma, second one of the day. So the Bruins get a runner on the base pass here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Anthony Lynn now up to bat. So far, Anthony is 2 for 2 on the day. Had a ground rule double in the second. In the 3rd inning, he got a single. Here's the 0-0. That will be in there for a ball. Here's the 1-0. That one's going to be hit well over into left field. That one's back, and it will be gone. Anthony Lynn continues his hot day, going 3 for 3 with a home run there, scoring 2 more runs on the board for the Bruins as they take a 9-2 lead. Mason Spellsey now up to bat here. Here's the first pitch of that AB, and that one's hit well as well, but a bit playable. Running there is the left fielder, and he will be in there to make the catch for the second out in this inning. Jalen Ruffin, 2 for 2 on the day so far with a RBI double in the second inning and end up getting a single in the 3rd, trying to continue his hot day as well. Here's the 1-0. That one's hit well, going down, and it'll be in there for a single. Now 2 players in the day for the Bellevue Bruins are 3 for 3. Nick Gravel now up to bat for the Bruins to continue this scoring. Ruffin's going to steal, and he will be safe. That one was a bit closer there, but the throw by Gurney is not in time as Bruins get a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. And that one's going to be in there for ball number 2. Nick Gravel so far on the day is 1 for 2. Ground out to 3rd, his first time up to bat. Was able to get a single in the 2nd and then walked in the 3rd. 12 hits on the day for the Bellevue Bruins. That one's going to be outside. Ball number 3. So Jake Hutter threatening to put another Bruin on the base paths with a walk. 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be hit, popped up, and it will be an easy can of corn right there to the shortstop, Tony Villarreal, to retire the side. But the Bellevue Bruins are able to score 2 runs on 3 hits and one runner left on the base paths as the Bruins take a 7-run lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. The Bellevue Bruins use a 2-run top of the fourth to gain a 9-2 lead. Here's the first pitch from Reed, and that one's going to be in there for a ball. Keegan Neva leading off in the bottom of the fourth here for the Comets. Here's the pitch. That was to be in there for a strike. Oh for 1 on the day is Neva. Here's the pitch. And that was me in there for ball number 2. He flew out to center field in the first inning. That's why that first inning the Bruins have traded some good defense. That's going to be a nice hit out to right center field, and it will go down back to the warning track. And that Neva at second will stay there, but a leadoff double for the Comets. That's the 6th hit of the game for the Comets. That pitch is going to be in there for a ball. Marcel Judish at the plate now for the Comets. He grounded out to second in his first at-bat. That one be fouled off over the Comets dugout. Here's the 1-1. That one's going to be in there for strike number 2. A good pitch right there from Madarialga. And that one's going to be a good pitch in there for strike number 3. Caught him looking there. Tony Villarreal now up to bat here. Got a single in the second. Ended up advancing to second base there. On a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be bit inside. Kind of turned like he maybe thought I was going to hit him, but it was not a bad curveball. Just stayed on the inside, just out of the strike zone. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 2-1 count here. One run on second for the Comets. That one's going to be hit well. Going back to the wall, and that one is gone. And the Comets are able to respond with a home run of their own here in the bottom of the fourth. That'll be Villarreal's 5th home run on the season. And that first pitch is going to be in there for a ball, so Comets able to tack on 2 runs in this inning. Still with 1 out, would like to try and make a bit of a run here. Here's the pitch. That's going to be swung and missed. Good fastball right there from Reed. And that one's going to be popped up in the air. Running over is the right fielder, and he will be there to get the 2nd out of the inning. Catch was made by number 17, Anthony Lind. Anthony Lind making plays out there in the field and been fantastic behind the plate for the Bruins today. Going 3 for 3 so far with a ground rule double, a single, and a home run. That first pitch can be in there for a ball. Cam Goff now up to bat. Here's the pitch, and that was going to be hit. Might have hit his leg. That's a bit of a tough one there. Cam Goff has had a good day so far in his own behind the plate, getting a single in the first inning and then walking in the second, so been able to reach on all of his at-bats. And that was going to be inside there for ball number 2. Here's the 2-1. That one's going to be hit. Fouled off. Don't think it will be in play, and it will... the count here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Now it's going to be swung on and miss. Swung on and hit. Fouled off down the third base line. Here's the pitch. And that one, tough one right there. I think it just kind of went a little bit high over Gurney there. That one's going to be hit down to left field, and it will be down for a hit, and Goff will stay there at first. So a 2-out single for the Comets. Trying to get him in here. Here's the pitch. That was going to be up. Ball number 1. Kevin Conway on the day has gotten a single in the first, and then he flew out to center field in the second inning. Trying to tack on another hit for the Comets. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit well over Gavel. And the runner's going to advance to third, trying to go to second, and it will be safe. Already seemed like a risky decision right there for Conway to go to second. Definitely maybe looked like Mason Spalisi, shortstop, was there and tagged him in time, but and a tough one right there for the Bellevue Bruins, where it definitely seemed like could have maybe gotten out there, but nonetheless, the umpire's going to call him safe, and the Comets have 2 runners in scoring position here with 2 outs, and Coach Dwayne coming out to talk to Reed. Marja Yalga. Meeting at the mound there. Judge try to get some confidence back to the Bruins after giving up 2 runs in this inning. Still up 9-4 on the game. The Comets now up to 9 hits here. And that's going to be tipped in their first strike. And that one's going to be fouled off by Denton. Here's the 1-2, and nice pitch right there for a strikeout, looking to retire the side. But the Comets are able to score 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 runners left on base. Bellevue Bruins take their lead to the top of the 5th, up 9-4. Back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Oak Held will be leading off for the Bellevue Bruins here in the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch. Side. Now it's being swung on and miss. 1-2 to count here. Didn't even catch it. Kyler Drew is the new pitcher for Mayville State. 1-2 here. 2-2 count here. That was foul ball.
There it is.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be fouled off as well. By Held. Kyler Drew has the second best ERA on the team with a 5.06. He's made 11 appearances so far this season and has pitched 10.2 innings. So trying to gain a bit confidence on the defensive end for the Comets here. Here's the 2-2, and it's going to be a strikeout to start out for Drew. Carter cut out now up for the Bruins. That first pitch is going to be a ball.
1, 2, 3. Doggo force, kid.
Carter has gone walk, and then struck out in the third inning. Got hit by a pitch in the second, and that one's going to be fouled off.
Kid. You're uneven.
Here's the 1-1. That one's going to be a bit too high for Carter. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be fouled off as well.
Yeah, baby. Keep winning. Keep winning. You go to war. Go to war.
Carter in his first season here, part of the Bellevue Bruins, a transfer from Southern Arkansas. He's already made an impact already this season, being an NAIA National Player of the Week, March 31st, and a two-time Frontier Conference Player of the Week. That's going to be ball number 3. Carter's from Red Deer, Alberta. Here's the full count. That one's going to be hit well into left center field. That one's going back, and off the video screen for Carter. He gets his second home run of the doubleheader today. Get it 10-4. Well, good thing we have netting around the video board, or else that could have been ugly. But Carter Clareheart able to get his another home run today, and a big one for the Bruins, taking a 10-4 lead. Aiden Macaris now up for the Bellevue Bruins. Here's the first pitch from Drew. That's going to be in there for a ball. Macaris so far in the day has struck out, ended up getting a single in the second, and then flew out to short in the third. Here's the pitch. That's going to be swung and miss. Definitely doesn't seem like something he wanted to swing at. Kind of knew we should have kept that bat up there. But nonetheless, it'll be the first strike of this AB. There's 1-1. Strike number 2. And reaching there, able to get a piece of it. Fouled off the backstop. And that's going to be fouled off again. A couple foul balls in a row here at the at bat for Aiden Macris. Another player on the squad from Alberta. That one's me outside for ball number 2. Second season with the Bellevue Bruins. Where he racked up a bunch of awards. Last season getting Newcomer of the Year and first team All NSAA. And that one's going to be a strikeout. And not seeming happy is the Bellevue Bruins dugout, as it's hard to tell from our vantage point being behind of how he kind of went over the plate. But the first base umpire said that he did, and that's going to be a strikeout for the Bruins. 2 strikeouts in this inning for Kyler Droog. Dylan Holmes up to bat. 1 for 3 on the day so far. Grounded out in the first, had a single in the second, and then flew out to shortstop in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs with no runners on here in the top of the 5th. 10-4 lead for the Bruins. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strike as well. 2-1 the count. Just a little bit too inside. Ball number 3. Hitters count here. Dylan Holmes. Here's 3-1. That's going to be a walk as the Bruins get a runner on with 2 outs here at the top of the 5th. Xavier Lerma is now up to bat for the Bruins for the 4th time today. 2 for 3 on the day with a single in the 2nd inning and a single in the 4th. Ended up scoring in the 4th inning from first base. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Jack McQueen ran into the dugout and is coming back out. See maybe that his glove was not in the best shape there, or maybe busted, and quick switch out as Jack McQueen goes back out to second base. Xavier Lerma up to bat, trying to get something going here with 2 outs. That first pitch is going to be in there for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Fouled off. Back to the net here. Here's the 1-1. And that's going to be fouled off again by Xavier Lerma. Xavier Lerma, 2nd season with the Bellevue Bruins, a transfer from Iowa Western. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a bit out up high for ball number 2. Only appeared in 5 games for the Bruins a year ago, but he's had a much bigger role so far this year. Kind of switched in between catcher and being the designated hitter. Here's the 2-2. And trying to steal is the Bruins, and he will be safe. Dylan Holmes able to steal right there. Holmes just his third stolen base of the season. So full count, 2 outs here. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be swung on and missed by Xavier. Reached for it and not able to get there, but the Bruins are able to score 1 run. 1 hit with 1 runner left on as the Bruins take a 10-4 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. Well by Evan. Back to the warning track is Ruffin, and not able to make the catch there over the wall, and that's going to be a home run for the Comets. 10-5 now as Jack McQueen now up. And that one's going to be hit over to short. Over the throw to Clairhout will be in time as the Bruins get a quick out after that home run. Keegan Neva, the third baseman, now up to bat. Got a double his last time up in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball number 2. And miss. A nice pitch right there from Reed. And there for strike number 2. another full count here. For Keegan Neva. And that's going to be a bit low. Reed Madrigal-Lago kind of hits his leg on that one. Not too happy about that pitch. And the Comets have a runner on first base here with one out in the bottom of the fifth.
Now batting center fielder, number 16, Marshall Judas.
Marcel Judas. 0-2 so far on the day. Grounded out to second in the second inning and struck out looking in the fourth. Here's the pitch. And a bit of a change up there. Curved a bit inside. Holmes kind of looked back, maybe asking where that one missed. Tried to frame it, but definitely looked a bit inside from the press box. 1-1. And another change up there. Holmes not able to get it. Thrown up to second, will not be in time. And there to back him up is Nick. And the Comets able to have a runner in scoring position here with one out. 2-1 count here to Judish. And that one's going to be in there for a strike number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to be fouled off. Just down third base, bouncing over to the dugout of the Comets. Here's the 2-2. Another foul off by Judish. Some good battle here. That was going to be inside. Full count here. Be hit well into left field, and runner will stay at third. So runners on the corners here for the Comets, trying to just keep hacking away at that lead for the Bruins. Bruins up by 5 here, but with one out and runners on the corners, a chance for a bit of a run here for the Comets. He's had a home run in this game and singled. So 2 for 2. So the guy you want up right now to try to get back in this one would be Villarreal. Here's the pitch. That was going to be swung on well into center field. Back to the warning track will be Ruffin, but he'll be there to make the catch. But the runner will tag up from third. And the Comets cut into this lead, making it 10-6. Now up. He's grounded out twice to third base and flew out to right field in the fourth. Here's the pitch. Swung on and miss. Strike number 1. Both these teams are in the top 2 of the Frontier Conference standings. Bellevue at number 1, Mayville at second. That was going to be hit right to Reed's foot, but able to stop it and throw it over to Clairhout for the third out of this inning and retire the side. But Mayville State scores 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 runner left on base as the Bruins are leading the Mayville State Comets 10-6. Hinderman will take on the mound for the Comets. He has a 9-run ERA. He's only had 2 appearances so far in this season, has only pitched in 2 innings. So, a big ask for Owen going up against the number 3 team in the NAIA. Anthony Lind will lead off here. Anthony Lind, 3 for 3 on the day so far with a ground rule double, a single, and a home run. That first pitch, a strike. Here's the second one from Owen. And that's going to be a strike as well. So, good pitch start here for Hinderman. And that one's going to be hit well. And what a catch by Jack McQueen. That's the second time he's been able to get some air and get a line out, as Anthony Land not able to go 4 for 4. Spillici now up for the Bruins so far on the day. Mason is 0 for 3, struck out, rounded out to the pitcher, and he flew out to left field. Here's the 1-0. Outside for ball number 2. Ooh, it's going to be a strike. Talked a bit too quick. The umpire told me no. 1-1 count here for Mason. Here's the pitch from Owen Hinderman. And that one's going to be fouled off. (10-6) lead for the Bruins, and fouled off again, pretty much the same spot. Hit off the net that time. One-two count here. Here's the pitch, and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes in this at bat for Mason Spillici. Here's the 2-2, and in the dirt for full count. And the full count pitch will be hit well by Mason over to right field, but he will be there with a sliding catch. Is number 2, Cam Goff. Jalen Ruffin, the 9-spot hitter, 3 for 3 on the day so far. Had an RBI double in the second inning and a single in the third. And had a single in the fourth. 13 hits for the Bellevue Bruins today. The Comets with 11. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be hit well to center field. Going back, but looks to be under it to retire the side. 3 up and 3 down for the Bellevue Bruins in this inning as they keep the 10-6 lead going to the bottom of the 6th. pitcher for the Bruins, Alexandra Dion, and that first pitch bit outside and back to the wall. Dion has a 6.75 ERA and 1 win and no losses. 3 total appearances, and that's going to be a hit there for Cam Goff as a leadoff single for Mayville State. Kevin Conway now up for Mayville State. 2-3 on the day. Here's the pitch. That's me in there for a strike. That was me outside. A 6'1" junior out of Quebec. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball number 2. Kevin Conway, a senior out of Port Charlotte, Florida. Another player from in there for strike number 2. On the comment from Lewiston Community College. Ball number 3 now. Full count here for Conway. And the Comets have 4 total players from Lewiston Community College. Here's the full count pitch, and that one's hit well into center field. Under it there will be Ruffin for another out in this inning. So Ruffin's had some work out there with a couple of flyouts to center field. Tried to rob a home run in the last inning, but wasn't able to. Jalen Denton now up for the Comets. 1 for 3 on the day is Denton. Got a single in the first, grounded out to the pitcher in the third, and struck out looking in the fourth. Here's the pitch, and that one almost hit him, and it'll be a bit of a wild pitch. Goff will advance to second on the wild pitch. But the catch will be made right there. By Mason Spilisi. Zach Evanochko up to bat here. That was me swung on and missed. Hit a home run his last time up. It was the last run that was scored. 10-6. Lead for the Bruins. Here's the pitch. Looked good from our vantage point, but nonetheless called a ball. Here's the 1-1. That one's hit. Playing way back with second. Throw to first is in time to retire the side. So no runs scored on one hit. One runner left on base. Bellevue Bruins take a 10-6 lead going into the top of the 7th.
Hey, lead off here, grab. Don't better, baby.
Leading off for the Bruins in this inning will be the leadoff hitter, Nick Gravel.
Yeah, grab.
He's gotten one single so far in this game, and that one's going to be a single again. Hit right out to right center field. As Bruins get the leadoff man on here in the top of the 7th. Okel now up for the Bruins. Singled in the first, had an RBI walk in the third, and struck out his last time up. Here's the 0-0. And that one's going to be hit well into left field. Will bounce right up to the left fielder, and not the best throw into his cutoff man, but had some backup people there. But the Bellevue Bruins start off well here in the 7th with 2 singles and 2 runners on at second and first. Here for Carter Claire-Hout. Carter's last time up hit a home run. He's hit a home run in both games of today's doubleheader. No outs. Got a runner in scoring position. That one's hit well. Out to right field, into the back, and it will be off the wall. Claire will advance to second, and 1 runner will score as the Bellevue Bruins take 11-6 lead here in the top of the 7th. Now up. Got 2 runners in scoring position here with no outs. Macris has had 1 hit on the day. That pitch is going to be a bit in the dirt to the outside. And Macris has 42 RBIs on the season. Trying to up that number a bit at this at-bat. And he hit over into right field, can score 2. Here's the 1-0. And hit into the middle. Shortstop will be able to get it. The throw to first is in time, but a runner will score. As Oak held will get the Bruins lead to 6. Holmes up to bat. Carter was able to also advance to third on that ground out. So 1 out here. Dylan Holmes has walked. He flew out in the 4th and grounded out in the 1st. And that's going to be in there for a strike. To be outside. 2 balls and 1 strikes here at this at bat for Dylan Holmes. And they pop out to outfield. Should certainly score a run. Trying to add on to his 35 RBIs that he has on this season. And that one's going to be in the dirt there. Ball number 3. So good time for Dylan Holmes to have a hitter's count here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. 2 runs scored in this inning for the Bellevue Bruins. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's going to be in there for strike 2. And Holmes seemed pretty confident that one was not in the strike zone. Was about to take his stroll to first base, but the umpire called a strike. Here's the full count pitch. And that one's going to be a ball this time, as Holmes will take that walk over to first to have runners on the corners here for the Bruins, as Xavier Lerma is now up to bat. In his last time up to bat, Lerma had a single. Connor Boyd has come in to pinch run at first base. And that one's going to be in there for strike number 1 for Xavier. Lerma with 2 hits on the day for the Bruins. Could use a single right now with runners on the corner. Connor Boyd is pinch running now at first. He's played in 24 games. He has 3 stolen bases on the season. Be interested to see if Coach Dwayne will call for a steal and try to get runners on second and third. Here's the 0-1. Try to do a bit of a change up there, stay on the outside. 1-1 the count here. He's looking over at Boyd, but we'll have the pitch go, and that one's going to be in there for ball number 2. Owen Hinderman, a left-handed pitcher for the Comets. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit. Popped out into right field. And able to make the catch and sliding. Carter will tag up from third, and the Bruins get another run here. Hopefully Cam Goff's okay out there. When he kind of slid and caught that, he kind of seemed to roll up a little bit. You can kind of tell out in right field he's limping a bit after that one. Hopefully everything with Cam Goff will be okay. Seems to be in a bit of pain. Well, Bruins tag up from third and a tag up from first. So a runner on second base here with 2 outs, as Anthony Lind, who's 3 for 4 on the day, comes with the bat. Fouled off there. That one's hit, popped up, and the catcher's going to try to see if he can get a play on it, and he will not, but a good try right there from Rob Gurney. No balls and 2 strikes here at this at-bat for Anthony Lynn. Here's a pitch from Hinderman. Looking back at second. That one's hit into center field. Going back, but he should be under, and he is at the warning track to retire this side of the Bellevue Bruins. able to get 3 more runs added on the board. Bellevue Bruins going to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here in Bellevue with the Bruins up 13-6. Back into the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Bellevue Bruins up 13-6. Jack McQueen leading off here for the Comets. And that first pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Jack McQueen, 1 for 3 on the day. Had a single in the first inning that ended up being 2 RBIs from an error by the Bruins, the one error that they have on the game. That one's going to be fouled off over into the batting cages. Jack McQueen from West Jordan, Utah, and that one swung well hit down to third base line. This one could be extra bases, and McQueen's going to run to second, and he will get there for a leadoff double for the Comets. Neva gonna foul the one off. Here's the 0-1. That one's gonna hit into the center field, and that will be down. And a runner will score. Oh, maybe that was a lot closer than I expected to be at first. What a great throw from Ruffin out there in center field, but still not in time, and the Comets able to cut this lead 13-7. Marcel Judish now up to bat here. That first pitch can be swung on and missed. He singled his last time up in the 5th inning. Here's the 0-1, and swung on and missed again. No balls and 2 strikes. 30 total hits in this game between both teams. And that's going to be fouled off. similar to how yesterday's doubleheader went. Low scoring in the first game, and the offense picked up a lot in the second. Bruins won 14-9 in the second game yesterday, now up 13-7. Here's the pitch. And they're going to say that one might maybe a bit high. Not able to get the strikeout looking is Dion. Here's the 1-2. Nope, gonna throw it up back to first, try to get the pick off. Fooled me. Here's the pitch. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2, and another foul off here. Mayville still battling. And that's going to be strike 3, a strikeout looking for Dion. Big one right there for the first out of this inning.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Tony Villarreal.
Villarreal now up to bat here. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Pitch, and that's going to be strike number 1. Two on the day for Tony. Single in the first, home run in the second, 4th, and had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1. That was going to be a hit over into right field. This one might be tough to get, and it will be. It's going to be a single for Villarreal. Jeff Hutchison coming in to hit now. That'll be a strike. Jet Hutchison on the season is a .250 average. He's played in 6 games, started in 2. And that's going to be strike 2. Trying to get the second out of this inning here. Comets have runners on second and first here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. And he looks to have gone there, and they say he will, and that'll be a strikeout. Jet Hudson checks into the game, strikes out, doesn't seem too happy about that, but definitely seemed like he went, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. Cam's going to fly out into right center field, and Ruffin will be right there for the catch. They're able to score 1 run on 3 hits and leave 2 runners on base as the Bruins still have a 6-run lead going into the top of the 8th. Riley Schrader now is coming in to hit for the Bellevue Bruins. We'll lead him off here. Riley Schrader has a 190 batting average on the season and 12 games played. Here's the first pitch from Owen. Swung on and missed. Here's the 0-1. And a nice changeup in there for strike number 2. Bruins leading this one 13-7. Here's the pitch. And a good foul tip right there. So 0-2 the count. Jalen Ruffin is on deck. That was me outside. Ball 1. Schrader's a junior out of La Vista, Nebraska. Here's a pitch that swung on and missed for a strikeout here in the top of the 8th for the first out of the inning. Jalen Ruffin on the day is 3 for 4. So overall, pretty good day for Ruffin. Here's the first pitch, and they're going to say that one did go, the first strike. Miss at bat. And Ruffin's had a pretty good day out in center field as well. Here's the pitch. That was going to be hit well into center field. And the center field will call everyone off for the catch. Had to run in a bit to get that one. A bit of a tough play, but able to get the second out of this inning. That was Marshall Tradish that made the catch for the Comets. Last time up in the 7th inning had a single. That first pitch is going to be a bit high. That one's going to be hit out to left field, and it will be caught to retire the side as the Bellevue Bruins. 1-2-3 inning there in the top of the 8th. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, the Bellevue Bruins are leading the Mayville State Comets 13-7. Kevin Conway will lead off for the Comets here in the bottom of the 8th. Conway is 2 for 4 on the day. He's flown out twice to center field, and he's gotten himself a couple singles today. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be strike number one, a 1-1 count here for Conway. That's going to be fouled down the third base line. One-two count here. Here's the pitch to Conway. That was going to be hit well out in right field, but will be under it. This is Macaris for the first out of this inning. Denton now up to bat for the Comets. Here's the first pitch. That's me in there for strike number one. Denton, so far in the day, he singled in the first inning and hasn't gotten a hit since. Here's the 0-1, and that's a bit inside. Almost a hit by pitch, but just missed him. Here's a 1-1, and that's going to be a bit inside, fouled off and tipped down the first base line. Bouncing over to the Bruins dugout. One ball, two strikes. Make that 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's hit well. Again to right field, right center field. And Ruffin will be under it there to make the catch. Second out of this inning.
Now back to first baseman, number 33, Zach Evanowsko.
5 total hits have been hit out to Ruffin today. One of the home runs was straight out there. Wasn't able to try and rob him. Overall, a great day fielding-wise for Ruffin. One. Bit outside there for 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1, and bit inside there, almost hit by pitch. Hitter's count here for Evan Oshko. Now full. Full count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Dion. And it's going to be outside for a walk, and the Comets are able to get a runner on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. That one's going to be hit well into center for a single. And with 2 outs, the Comets have a walk. That runner will move over to second, and they get a single. The Comets here in the bottom of the 8th going to try and do a bit of a 2-out rally here to try to get some extra runs. Try to get back in this game as they go into the bottom of the 9th. Neva. First pitch to him is ball outside. Neva so far has 2 hits on this game. He's had a double in the 4th, and he's singled in the 7th. Now it's going to be hit. And again, another single here for the Comets. Runners trailing 3rd, and just bounced off the mound in an unfortunate way, and Zach Imanosko will get in there safely. Who knows if that throw by Ruffin could have just been a little bit higher if it had maybe a chance. Earlier you caught me off guard because he got a throw there with a lot closer of a play than it seemed to be, but nonetheless, that's an RBI right there for Neva. A meeting at the mound here. Interested if they do a pitching change here, and they will. And Jackson Polk will come into the game to try to close this one out for the Bellevue Bruins. Jackson Polk on the season has a 5.4 ERA. No wins and no losses. Gonna take a quick break for this warm-up for Jackson Polk. We'll be back with you for the rest of this one on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.
For the Bruins, number 41, Jackson Polk.
Marshall Judas will be the first one to go up against Jackson Polk here. That first pitch is going to be a bit low for ball number 1. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Nice pitch right there from Jackson. 2 outs with a runner on second and first here in the bottom of the 8th. Comets able to score 1 run. Here's the pitch. Nice one on the outside. Marshall Judish not able to reach that one. Here's the 1-2. That one's going to be hit. Slow dribbler. And short's not able to get it, and all the runners will advance, as we'll have bases loaded here. Tough play right there from Spleesy. Kind of a slow dribbler just rolling up to him, not able to pick it up with his glove there.
Now batting at the shortstop, number 1, Tony Villarreal.
Villarreal, the shortstop, off to bat for the Comets. The bases loaded and 2 outs. This is the chance right here for the Comets to get back in this game right now. Here's the pitch. And a nice curveball right there from Jackson Polk. Here's the pitch. That one's hit well into center field, but Ruffin will be there to retire this side. So the Comets are able to score a run and get the bases loaded, but the Bellevue Bruins able to get out of it with not a lot of damage done as we go into the top of the ninth with the Bellevue Bruins leading by 5, 13-8 on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Leading off for the Bellevue Bruins as they try to get some insurance runs here in the top of the ninth. Here's the first pitch. Going to be outside for a ball. That one's going to be hit out to right field. The Comets will be under it for the first out of this inning. Out with the home run on today, and that's a tough one right there, right into the middle of the back. That no way that one can feel good. As we'll move on to first base, and the Bruins get a runner on with one out here in the top of the ninth. Got some contact on that one, hit it down the third base line for foul ball here. No balls, one strike, one out here with one on. Here's a pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. Macris didn't seem too happy about that one. Seemed a bit in the outside corner there. Strikes. Here's the hit. Hit well, but going to be out of play. Two strikes here. Here's Owen Hinderman. And a curveball right there, and not able to get to it is Macris. The second out of the inning. the bat for the Bruins. Last chance to get some insurance runs. Last time up, he hit a single. Trying to get another one here. Here's a pitch from Hinderman. That one bit in the dirt to the outside. 3 balls and no strikes as this at bat. A walk as Dylan Holmes will get over to first base, and will be a pinch runner as Connor Boyd will be coming in to pinch run for him, as Dylan Holmes is the catcher in this one.
Courtesy running for the Bruins at third base, number 4, Connor Boyd. The batter, the designated hitter, number 12, Xavier Lerma.
Xavier Lerma up the bat now for the Bruins. And looks like they're going to be doing another pitching change. As Owen Hinderman, after a couple of innings, will get out here. We're going to take a quick break here in the top of the 9th, and we'll tell you about the pitch when we come back on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.
Now on to pitch for the Comets, number 41, Connor Dutke.
Now on the mound for the Mayville State Comets is number 41, Connor Dutke. Dutke has a 12.46 ERA on the season in 3 appearances. Xavier Lerma will be the first batter to go up against him. Here's the pitch. That was me in there for strike number 1. That one going to be a bit outside there. On second and first here for Lerma, and he's going to hit that one over to short. Could be maybe a tough play here. The throw to first is in time, as Dutke's able to come in and retire the side. As the Bellevue Bruins, no runs, no hits, and 2 runners left on base, as the Bruins try to extend their winning streak in the bottom of the 9th, up 13-8 on the Mayville State Comets. here in the bottom of the ninth, and Jackson Polk trying to get his first save of the season for the Bellevue Bruins. Here's the first pitch to Gurney. That one's going to be fouled off. The Bellevue Bruins trying to extend their winning streak to 23 games. Program record for the Bellevue Bruins is 27. So we'll attempt to do that in the coming weeks. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit well into center field. Ruffin is back there, and he caught it. Ruffin had a chance to rob a home run earlier, didn't do it, but that time he did. How about that from Jalen Ruffin? An exciting first out of this bottom of the ninth. That's how you defend when you're trying to extend a winning streak. Fantastic play by Jalen Ruffin. Cam Goff now up for the Comets. Here's the pitch from Polk. That one's going to be hit well again into left field, except that time it will not be robbed. It will be gone. Cam Goff able to get a home run there. That will be his 11th home run on the season for the Comets. Leads the team in home runs. So we cut 13-9. Kevin Conway now up to bat. Here in the bottom of the ninth, that first pitch by Polksby in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to be fouled off down the third baseline. Kevin Conway's had a couple hits on the day and has flown out a few times. Here's the 0-2 from Polk. That one's going to be just outside. Tried to make Conway reach for that one. Conway will not take it. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Bellevue Bruins trying to get their 35th win of the season. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strikeout. How about that from Connor Polk? 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be a ball. Pitch in there for a strike on the 3-0 count. Swung on and missed, and how about Connor Polk getting back into this one after going down 3-0. Bellevue Bruins trying to get their 35th win of the season, continue that win streak. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be outside for a walk, as the Comets going to run on first base here in the bottom of the ninth. Zach Ivanoshko now up for the Comets. He has hit a home run today. I think it was actually the home run that Ruffin tried to rob when he hit that one in the 5th inning. balls. 1 strike, 2 outs here. Here's a pitch from Polk. And hit 2 inside for ball 1. Polk trying to get his first save of the season. Now it's going to be swung over to second base. Gravel will be there, throw to first, and it will be an out as the Bellevue Bruins able to win. The Comets try to fight back a couple times, but the Bellevue Bruins are able to win this one 13-9. The Bellevue Bruins will improve to 35 wins on the season at 35-3. The 3 team in the NAIA will improve to 15-0 in conference. Mayville State will fall to 20-15, 7-8 in conference.
When they host Dakota State University for a 4-game Frontier Conference Series beginning at 1 p.m. on Friday, April 17th.
We saw a much different game than the first one where the Bellevue Bruins scored 13 runs instead of 2 in the 13-9 win. Combined 30-plus hits between both of these squads. Coming up next for the Bellevue Bruins after this series is on Tuesday. They will travel out to Madison, South Dakota, and then they'll be against Dakota State and be back here on Friday for a 4-game series against Dakota State. Looking to see what's next for Mayville State. As they fall to 20-15 on the season. Their next games will be at home against Valley City State. So Reed Madrago will get the win here today for the Bellevue Bruins, and Tyler Bowden will take the loss. Bellevue Bruins improve on their win streak and improve on their win record at 35-3 as the number 3 team at NAIA will move on to next games here in the Frontier Conference. Again, the final score 13-9 with the Bellevue Bruins winning. I've been Jake Janasek on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.